invite Stephen Chu, since the Tai Chi people are not here. Stephen Chu, welcome you up to come and present DEJIAO in a nutshell before we break for lunch. Stephen, where are you? There you are.
It's a real occasion for me to talk about DEJIAO and the journey of DEJIAO in Melbourne, Australia. Before I used to hold the mic, but the voice comes in and out, so I thought that was stationary. Of course, I want to acknowledge the language we are here today, the Wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. Pay respect to the elder, past, and the future. The origin of DEJIAO, really, DEJIAO in our language, in our society, is really peace movement, right? Centered on morality. It is a peace movement. Let me tell you why it is a peace movement. It started in the Second Sino-Japanese War. There were a lot of life suffered lost, and that's a cruelty in society. From that disaster of humanity, we started the peace movement. Just like mini peace movement. So how do we start with people of virtue and asking for, begging for divine assistance? How to alleviate suffering in humanity or the cruelty? How do we do that? And we receive that by being peaceful. That's where the peace movement comes from, the salvation. Because during that time, a lot of family displacement, a lot of suffering, and charity movement started by providing food, shelter to those people in need. So what happened to DEJIAO then? The divine revelation said, first of all, to relieve human suffering, you must do charitable work. In Chinese, we call it 积善. That means you relieve the suffering for humanity. Help people. Those people who need help, you extend your help. And secondly, you must lead means uplift the morality of individuals. So they come to the level that they don't harbor hatred, greed. That's what the beginning of DEJIAO. And that is 1939. That's why we started. DEJIAO is simple, very simple. Three concepts. The concept of Tao and the concept which is the destiny. The concept of earth, which is the virtue, and the concept of the, which is right. three circles that where DEJIAO is being packed. But behind it all, there is cultural Chinese civilization of 5,000 years, all better than that. So what is Tao? Tao is the giver of life, all living things, all things, and governed by law of nature. And is maintaining the perfect harmony and balance for yin and yang. Right? Tao. So, in the monistic world, if you think there's a God, right, and that's fine because we embrace Christianity and Islam, so we're not doubting that. So we can look at how might be the creator. You know, you can perceive that. But within the Tao is perfect balance, perfect harmony. That's embedded in the Chinese culture. In the Chinese culture, I've got a cheat sheet here called Zhongyong is the doctrine of the mean. Everything in moderation, not excessive. So to maintain peace and harmony. So in personal life, practicing patience, humility, and emotional stability. That's in personal life. In leadership, ruling with fairness, wisdom, and love balance. And in relationship, maintaining respect and understanding in family and society. In decision making, take measured, thoughtful action rather than impulsive one. So the Tao is the perfect balance. Everything you do in perfect balance. So when you say destiny, you're a Christian, that's heaven because you want to be in the perfection. Yeah, do a good thing, follow the teaching of the Lord to get to heaven. And that is Tao to us. So we're very embracing per se. Right? And if, of course, your Taoism will say that Yen is the sky, God, the heaven. And Buddhism, the Nirvana. Islam, Jannah, it's their own paradise. And Judaism, Allah. We all believe in the final destiny. And how do we get that? Is the challenge. And that is what we do with Hindu, Muslim, and Confucian union between harmony, the way. So these are philosophical things about DEJIAO, the Tao. To achieve the Tao, how do you go about that? That is the virtue. If you look at that, you see, well, it's in my faith in Christianity, unconditional love thy neighbor. Or in that, if you are Islam, you see that. If you are Sikhism, you see that. They are all common in all faiths. That's what DEJIAO is. The strength, the commonality of all faiths. Some people put it in the hierarchy in my Sikhism, they call oneness. So we all are one at the end of the day. This then virtue is part of the Confucian teaching of the first 8. Filial piety, right love, loyalty, sincerity, courtesy, integrity, frugality, and censorship. These are classical Confucian virtues. In DEJIAO, we added benevolence and wisdom. In the Chinese culture, there is a Confucian book called DEJIAO. In English, called Great Learning. In the Great Learning is the educational system in principle. it started meaning personal cultivation. Make yourself a good moral person, virtual person, first step. Second step, DEJIAO. Then you bind the family together, right? Then after that stage, we call 治国. 治国, not to rule a nation, but uniting the community together. That's exactly what we're doing. Uniting the community together, right? So that the country can be more prosperous, can be harmony, peace. 治国 is to bind the community, bring the nation to a good state. And then our ultimate aim is world harmony. That's what DEJIAO. And in Chinese, they call Interracial. This is the basic Chinese word. So it comes from Confucian, all these teachings. In Chinese, we believe filial piety, respecting the elders, is the single most important moral value. Because if you look at the first two, you really talk about family, filial piety, to your parents, to your ancestors. Right? So sometimes they say Chinese religion and ancestor worshiping. Yes, we don't deny that because in our culture we believe where we come from our parents, from our ancestry. And from us, we have all this confusion and Prophet Muhammad and Jesus, and we call them our honorable teacher because they left the world, humanity, good moral value and a path to be a good person. So in DEJIAO, we believe to be a good person first, then let the faith lead us the way. That is DEJIAO. The eighth precept, really, if you look at that, do not steal, do not cheat. It's very common in religion. Nothing new about it. Nothing new about it. It's just common sense, good human behavior to make the world a better place for us. When you live like that, the world will be a much better place. In DEJIAO, the uniqueness of DEJIAO, we have one saying which embraces two of the last two precepts. Rejoice in the success of others. Rejoice in the success of others. Do not be resentful. Once you do not rejoice the success of others, you have the evil feeling of resentment and impact hatred. Why is it so successful? Why not me? That's a personal greed. That's where the world, the problem of the world starts. So it's so simple. So to me, I like to emphasize rejoicing other success. We enjoy, we strengthen any community who wish to do good. We will partner. The Jinhua group is the same, right? And they want to make the world a better place. Corporate Chinese culture, we lend a hand. All the independent groups, they are all doing the same thing like what we're doing. DEJIAO is very different from all religion, only not different, unique, perhaps is the right words. DEJIAO is unique because we are a divine organization. When we say we are a divine organization, we do not have pastor, we do not have imam, we do not have father, human being preach. We rely on divine writing, divine revelation. meaning that it's a channeling process where our honorable teachers, right, will write the script to be transferred. We set up by divine decision. So our branches, there are 200 of them in Malaysia, 100 of them in Thailand, about not many in China, because we started from China. However, because of the movement, the change of government, all of them left from China to Malaysia, Thailand, right, because of communism and this is the divine nation process. This is different. This is different. This is unique. So we come here every Wednesday for our sermon. If you go to church for sermon, we come here every Wednesday. We get sermon from our divine master. It can be anyone. And our moral values, which like this writing. And you will see that it's so mysterious. It's so mysterious. However, what happened now, last 5 years, 3 years, the world movement of DEJIAO has established a DEJIAO academic training people to talk about DEJIAO. Hopefully they can preach a sermon a bit like human being rather than a divine. I am one of the students who've been through the training course for the last 4 years to understand what DEJIAO is. And I'm trying to explain in English in Australia for our community. Really, DEJIAO is a very interesting place. Let me explain to you. DEJIAO, as I say, is a center of interfaith Interracial understanding. Right? With Chinese characters. Why Chinese characters? All the Confucian teachings which I just read. Right? In Chinese. DEJIAO is also a more uplifting movement with the Australian value of peace, harmony, understanding, and fair go. So we are now, this is the journey of DEJIAO from 23 years ago. Today, as you witness, or we are here, how we start to shape the future of our diverse community. That's what is the theme of the diversity talk about diversity. Embrace the journey and shape the future. And we're hoping that we can make more impact with the help of each one of you, so that we can preach peace, harmony, and understanding among people of different faith and different backgrounds. This is a very uncommon. You don't see that in many places, perhaps only in DEJIAO. The first 3 pictures represent the Chinese civilization. Taoism, Buddhism. Buddhism comes from India. You understand? That is the Chinese of number 8. And Confucianism. And because over the years we embrace Christianity more than Christianity and Islam. Because all faiths are teaching people to be good. No faith teaches people to be evil. So that's what this is. This picture is displayed in 200, almost 400 places in the world. New Zealand, America, France, Canada, and all Asian countries. Because we see the unconditional universal love for Christ is embraced by all faith, and so do we. Right? The Christian, the Islam, compassion and forgiveness, we embrace that. In our teaching is part of our Confucian teaching. So that's what we call ourselves, interfaith, interracial center. So that many of you come from different places, but you're here because we like it and we like it to be part of us, part of humanity. So interfaith is very important. If you look at those words, trust, regards, patience, courtesy, and interfaith are the global harmony. And if you read the second line, interfaith brings inspiration, neighborliness, transparency, charity, respect, friendship, appreciation. And these are written, these are those divine messages written in English, right? Written in English. And people understand how come this deity Chinese, how do they know English? But they are more than what we do conception, right? So forth, so in that, we speak me in the Hindu language. In the Internet network, we will have same incoming as we speak later. We have the iftar dinner at the church. Isn't that marvelous? Right? Muslim dinner in the church. We will have a big flag, you support that. Anything towards world harmony peace is what we want to do. And we will invite you all to join us. And this is another interfaith. You know that person? He looks familiar. I thought he was on the stage before. He was with me. Carol, Mark, do you recognize how you look? A bit younger. A bit younger. We were on the stage about 2 years ago, talking about our plan called DEJIAO. Today, DEJIAO is enshrined in this plan called DEJIAO, and all the sutta of DEJIAO, and it is simplified into the virtue and the precepts of personal value and codes of conduct. The declarations are clear idea. Brotherly love, loyalty, sincerity, courtesy, righteousness, fidelity, sense of sharing, benevolence, and wisdom. Those are the personal values you are aspiring to have. And the 8 precepts are the code of conduct. They are: do not cheat, do not be untruthful, do not be greedy, do not be unreasonable, do not be arrogant, do not be lazy, and do not be resentful, and do not be. So that's how we preach our message, even to the Christmas function. I thought we transcend sort of power humanity first. We got to be good human first. Religion is one of the parts leading us to become a better human. This is a function of later.
Live in harmony, we eradicate racism and stigma, and it's our children and our up-and-coming future leaders that benefit from that. All people of all faiths, we all need to work together.
What we have here, the vibrancy, celebrating multiculturalism, celebrating our strength. We are the shining example of the world.
No matter who you are, no matter where you come from, we welcome you.
And we hope tonight that you will sit with someone you don't know and learn a little bit more about them.
it is so awesome to see everyone enjoying and dining different food from different faith and different community. You don't just talk the faith, you don't just walk the faith, you also taste the faith.
And we hope that other groups will have our dine with you. You can have it with 20 people, 200 people, your neighbours. It can be quite small and it can be quite large.
We would like to thank all community leaders, faith organizations for coming in together and making this dinner, our dine with you, a successful one.
You must wonder, what is this? Eco-enzyme. Eco-enzyme is also one of the ways to carry out the virtue of benevolence, saving the planet, and wisdom, using understanding the contemporary societal issue with our environment, because we need to pass on that environment for our future generation. This is, in the whole world, Tsutanga is the only DEJIAO branch has taken this initiative, because this is Australia, this is Australian character. That's why we embrace this. And if you want to know more about eco-enzyme, at the back, there are ladies there who explain to you what eco-enzyme. With eco-enzyme are fruit, vegetable, waste pills, soaked in water and brown sugar for a period of 40 days, and then it produces an enzyme. The enzyme solution can be used to clean the water away, and then clean the domestic detergent function, and most importantly, it stops the cycle, the generation of this carbon dioxide, CO2, transmission of CO2, and it is so cheap to do, because really, you compare the vegetable, vegetable you cook, you soak in water, and you put the water in and brown sugar, and then you are doing that, not even saving the environment. You're doing for the future generation. So I hope you all will learn more about eco-enzyme at the back, and bring that message to the community. I talk about Interfaith, I talk about Interracial. We have also Chinese Culture Center. So in the Chinese Culture Center, what we are doing is we're promoting the virtue and matrix, that's what we were talking before. We reveal our ancestors, the sages and the deities are the same. We believe in the teaching of the moral teaching of the different faiths. A lot of our teachers, so-called honorable teachers, are our deities for the long 5,000 year history. And I think even if you look at the entry of this building, you see maybe Krishna picture hanging on the wall. So we're not very protective. It's universal. The moral value of the humanity is universal. Doesn't belong to any organization. So divine writing, which you've seen, and preserving the Chinese culture tradition. You see that. This is Lantern for All. We designed this for children. 2 years we've been doing that. Last year, I think we got 380 people attended this place. Each kid bring the tradition of Chinese value, lanterns or the story of Lantern Festival, and they all bring home the lantern. Right? And when you bring home lantern, bring to school, and they show in the school as a show and tell. That's how we propagate the Chinese culture. 300 people attended, about 130 children. We give them fun. We teach them about ego and China. We teach them about everything about moral value. I don't know why you skip. And this, the Chinese culture, this is one of our campaign called Open Door, open mind, and open heart. We open the door to all the different group of people, different faith, to join all our function to understand what we are doing. So we have a lot of collaboration with different groups. We attended a vegan function there, Hindu function there, every function we do, so that we understanding of it. So where can we find DEJIAO? The most active part of DEJIAO in Australia is here, right? And I want you to enjoy the word. This is not divine writing. This writing about Kingston Interfaith community is by none other than Penny. Penny, can you stand up, please? See Penny's, can you give a round of applause? Thank you, Penny. I thought we got some interest. I think we're going to show you all to the audience. Any questions? Unless you're hungry. You got a choice. Ask question or study. No question? Thank you very much.